Hi, this is Chad Hare. I'm the owner of Generations Entertainment, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about talking with elderly people. Maybe you have a grandparent or just a friend or an aunt or an uncle or someone who is older, into the older generation, and you just don't know how to connect with that generation, with your generation, and I want to try to help you with that. I've been a hospice chaplain for probably 7.5 years now, and through that I get to talk with many different people and get to go visit them in their homes and different things like that. And I find that pretty much everybody I talk to is pretty much the same. They all have a story. Everyone has a story, and they want to get that story out. And in working with hospice, people realize they only have a little bit of time to get that story out. And so, as a hospice chaplain, they let me talk and listen to them. And I come prepared when I go there with different things to talk about. And so I want to help you. If you're of this generation, and we are all of the generation right now where tablets and everything are a big source of what we do, and we think, gosh, you know what, Grandma doesn't know anything about this world that I live in. Well, there's a way to help bring her into it, and I want to show you this today. So one day I was talking to a gentleman. He was in his upper 80s and almost 90. And I was talking to him, and I was just asking him about some different questions about his life. And I said, "So, what was your first car? When was the first time you have driven?" And he just smiled. And he says, "Oh my gosh, my dad let me drive my car when I was 10 years old. Let me drive his car around, and we went on the Pennsylvania Turnpike." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you were 10 years old?" He said, "Yeah, he sat me on some dictionaries, and he allowed me to drive while he slept over on the passenger side." And so I asked him, I said, "What kind of car was it that you were driving around in?" He said, "Oh, I was driving around in a green 1934 Hudson." And I had never seen a 1934 Hudson before, so I pulled out my pad, and I thought, boy, I'm going to look up a green 1934 Hudson while he was continuing to tell me the story. So he told me that it was a convertible and that he just loved to drive it. And so I looked up a 1934 Hudson convertible, and I pulled it out, and I showed it to him. I said, "Is this your car?" And he was blown away. He said, "Oh my gosh, there's my dad's car." And he was just excited about that, and couldn't believe that I was able to show him that car. And with that came all kinds of other stories that he was able to tell me about that car, and traveling with his dad across the country, and all kinds of things. And I got right into his world. And a matter of fact, another thing that I did, that I used my pad for, he told me where he used to live. He told me different places that him and his dad would go. And so I'd get on Google Maps, and I would find, he told me the address of where he used to live when he was a kid growing up. I found that address, put it in, went to the Street View, and showed him his house when he was a kid. And he was just blown away by that. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that since I was a kid." So this generation can be pulled in by the technology we have, because we can go anywhere with these pads that we have. So I want to encourage you, when you go out with your children or anyone else, when you go out and speak with the older generation, talk to them, ask them just some simple questions, but then get into their life with your pad, because you can take them right there to a story that they want to talk about. Whether it's about the war, whether it's about the washing machine they used to have, or whatever, you can go right there, because the future and the past are all right here in your hands. So that's my encouragement for you today. Get out there and talk to someone of the other generations. They want to hear from you. They're lonely people, and they need you, and we need them. God bless you today. Like us on Facebook, and we would love to hear from you. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.